If you move your hands from right there, you're in trouble.
So you gonna shoot me? I'm sitting in the damn car, bro.
14809 Crenshaw. Move your hands from right there, and you're done.
So I'm under arrest or what, bro? You got guns on
you are most definitely 1,050% detained. And if you do anything other than what you're doing right now, then you're gonna have some major consequences to deal with. Unfortunately for you, you shouldn't smoke so much weed in your car, and then we wouldn't have to search you.
I didn't smoke no weed in my car. I have weed in my car. I didn't smoke no weed in my car. It's not legal.
Do you have like anger issues or what?
That disrespectful video that you saw from a cops, LA Sheriff's Department approaching a man sitting in his car in a parking lot. Rapper Feezy LeBron there, pulling guns on him. You guys may remember this. We talked about it earlier on the watch list. Immediately, guns out, I'm gonna kill you over and over again. But somehow he's got the anger management issues, as you saw from that false assumption that he was smoking weed in his car. This was reported by Sarah Suleiman of Streets Blog LA. She hits the streets and finds all these different things happening that in many cases probably wouldn't be reported. Either way it goes, Feezy then told a story about everything that went down, how he reluctantly then he went to the police station afterwards on New Year's Eve after being held for hours or so, and then of course released because nothing was wrong. He then went there and they harassed him further, delayed, kept him there for several hours. He's released some of that footage of, again, that same cop who had a gun on him hours earlier. Then he greets him at the station as if this is a wonderful event, but he's taunting more. Here's the video that we didn't see.
Still here. See the time. Almost New Year's. Got here a little bit before 8.
Right. Okay. Your whole incident was captured on body-worn video camera.
That's fine. That's fine.
Okay.
So it's to show that you came up to me for no reason and
For a
snatched me
lawful
out of the
reason.
car.
Which you got a citation.
What's a lawful reason
Which
for
you
what?
got a citation for.
For sitting in the car? But you didn't ask me anything.
It's on your
I'm here to
ticket.
speak with the watch commander.
Okay, that's fine. I'm just letting you know that your complaint is unfounded.
Okay. That's fine. You can laugh all you want. That's
I know,
good.
it's because it's funny, because it's on body
It's
camera.
funny that you
protect us from people like
yeah, people like me, black people. Yeah. It might be more than one video out there, so be careful.
The whole incident's recorded.
Yeah.
Feezy's a better man than I, because I would have said many more colorful words to that guy as he walked away. But still, he is seeking $10 million in a civil rights claim against the department after they then held him, snatched him out of the car, put guns on him, tased at him, and all of that. And it all started, by the way, this is him and his son there at a press conference announcing that $10 million lawsuit that, of course, police wouldn't have to pay. And of course, this guy, Justin Sabatine, the man who wanted to murder him so badly that night, won't have to deal with at all. But still, there's other details that came from this. And this is what I didn't know. Because once this became a bigger story, people were hearing about it, other folks started telling their stories too. And there were some similarities. There's one other part about this whole interaction that wasn't seen because officers' body cams were started late. Weird how that happens. Both officers that were on the scene originally, their body cams weren't showing much. But the rookie cop that was there originally, his name is Jacob Ruiz. He had an interaction with Feezy before Trigger Happy showed up. Here's those details. Ruiz had approached Feezy to ask if he was smoking weed while he's sitting in his car, not to ask about the missing license plate, which is what they eventually gave him a ticket for, which was later dismissed because it was BS. The goal from the outset was to search the vehicle, regardless of what Feezy was doing. Ruiz can be heard on the video that Feezy had taken, asking him whether he was smoking weed multiple times. Feezy politely says no to each time, and having nothing to hide, he also tells Ruiz that he has weed in the vehicle, and it's legal here in California, and explains he wasn't smoking it because he's a grown man who didn't go around smoking weed in shop parking lots. I guess they just make tons of assumptions, which is why, as they were putting him in the car, he said you shouldn't smoke so much weed in your car, which he previously discovered from his partner that none of that was happening. But let's just go with it anyway. That's the latest thing that's going on. But the idea of reaching into someone's car, which is the first thing that Jacob Ruiz did in trying opening the door for no reason because he saw a black guy sit in his car, that's what led to then all of the rest of this, which led to guns being pointed and all that. We're gonna get to the next steps of this because that similarity we're gonna have some details for. But first, Jess, do you think he has a chance here, 10 mil?
I don't know if he'll get the full settlement. I think it's a good case to bring to trial to set a precedent. But we do know that the Los Angeles Police Department tends to settle these things. They're kind of defunding themselves. It's a huge problem that the Los Angeles Police Department budget is over $3 billion when they spend under 500 million on youth development and schools. It's absolutely ridiculous. And for someone, an officer, right, to pull someone over with their gun drawn is one thing. That's a traumatic experience, especially when they're doing nothing wrong at all. You should be able to sue for that. Police officers shouldn't do that. That's not normal behavior. To be wrongfully detained is, on top of that, terrible. So I think it's a good case to set a precedent for all of the other times this happens, which is often in Los Angeles, unfortunately. There's a reason that Kenneth Mejia ran and won on a platform that the police are getting too much money, and we need to look into how that money is spent. Not only that, but centering his campaign and the organizers on the campaign around Googling LASD gangs, because there are a lot of gangs in the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department as well. Just an absolute mess. And I think this is a good case to bring forward, not so much about the money as it is about changing behavior.
So as the money is maybe one of the subjects of this entire thing, the other part is the retribution and also the fear that's involved with it. Because Feezy there said he was reluctant to do it in the first place. He has his son there and his I think teenage daughter and his the mother of his kids, his wife there, all of that talking about this, and they're afraid of what just might happen because there's another case. Let's jump down to the next slide here, you guys, because another rapper, One Take Teezy, I believe, One Take Teezy, I believe is his name, also had an encounter with cops. This is how that went down. Some similar things. Watch.
I ain't driving.
I know, but you're in the driver's seat.
That's cool.
You got a driver's license?
I ain't driving, but I do got a driver's license.
You got any warrants or warrants?
Nope.
Hey, bro, I'm gonna pull you out, make
license?
sure you're good, dude, all right?
Now, what you pulling me out for?
Hey, you gotta
No,
get
don't open my door, bro. Don't open my door, bro.
Come on out, dude.
Don't open
Hey,
my
bro.
door.
Open this door.
Don't open my door.
Open the door, dude. You don't have a license?
What you opening my door for?
You don't have ID, your car started, everything.
Call your supervisor.
Nope.
Call your supervisor. Watch out, bro.
Hey, bro.
Man, watch out.
Hey, I'm gonna bust your window, bro. Hey,
Bro, bust it.
Listen up.
Hey, call your supervisor.
Let me talk to you real quick, all right? Go down the window, let me talk to you.
Call your supervisor.
Let me talk to you real quick.
What up?
All right, the car's on, bro.
Okay. What you want? Why you open up my door?
Teezy was sitting in front of his house in his car and he came up harassing him. He told stories of the full interaction on another show where he said they just marauded down the street, picking out anybody that they wanted to, and they eventually got to him. He saw them coming. He said, if I drive off, then they're gonna think I'm running from something. So I hung out and started recording. Graphic 6 really fast, Jess. Even with the video of this stop on hand, Teezy didn't feel comfortable trying to file a complaint, similar to the way that Feezy had to. He said maybe if he thought something would come of it, he would have considered it. But he says he doesn't see it bringing him anything but grief. You could go complain about this certain officer and that officer is still gonna be patrolling in the same area. But now he has developed a vendetta against me. So it's probably not gonna be a good end to the story when I run into this guy again. And there's stories, again, from Streets Blog LA that talk about other families of victims that have been murdered. And then when they file complaints, if they go and talk about it and advocate for their loved one that are still grieving, they then get harassed by cops, pulled over consistently, hanging out near their house. All these stories have been told, multiple versions of this. So it makes people stop and wonder, maybe I should just be quiet and grieve my loved one. It continues after death, you guys.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that fighting for justice makes you subject for retaliation. It's just disgusting. Like, the police officer is the one who did something wrong. They're gonna retaliate against the family for grieving and wanting justice if they were wrongfully killed. It's just absurd. And it's common within the Los Angeles Police Department as well. So many organizers with BLM LA, BLM Grassroots, the Black Lives Matter organizations in LA, the people who hold the megaphone get followed by the police all the time. There's so much retaliation against organizers who, at the end of the day, are fighting for justice and fighting for public safety. And it's sad that a police officer can use their time on the clock to harass people they have a person vendetta against.
It's just, we always talk about retrain them. Well, this looks like a pretty normal part about the training and then the cover up and then the harassment afterwards. It's disgusting stuff. I mean, I hope Feezy's family is away from all this stuff, but we'll see. LA County Sheriffs, that's how it rolls.